Good morning from
Good
sunny
morning.
Palm Springs, California.
Guess what it's not here in Washington.
Is it not sunny?
It's not sunny.
I'm
It's
sorry.
actually just mist and gray, so it's like
It was
it's not it's not
90
the same.
90 degrees here yesterday.
Oh, amazing.
It's pretty awesome. I think that's I don't know. It's going to be hard to come home.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit by
Yeah.
your choice of timing to be like I think where we Washingtonians need the sun is that like February, March, April.
Yeah.
It's those
I
3
agree.
months where it's like post holidays, all of that. But what maybe you guys just do your honeymoon or something during that time.
We're going to do it in May, I think, in Italy.
Oh.
So
Oh,
yeah,
you've
so
already got it
we'll
booked. Okay.
we'll get back after the wedding, and that'll so the next month's gonna be awesome down here, and
Yeah.
then the wedding's gonna be amazing, and then we're gonna be in LA for Thanksgiving, and then we're coming home, and then December will be fun because we love December, love Christmas
Sure.
time,
Yeah.
lots of activities with the family and stuff. But yeah, I mean, every January through March was rough for me, but after this, it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be even worse this year. So
Just because it's like we went to we went to February. No, we went to Florida in
yeah,
February last year. And it was like one of those things where you realize, like, oh, there are people that are warm right now,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So,
Yeah, thankfully we do have a friend with the house down here, so we are hoping to be able to come down like a couple times in the
oh, nice.
winter,
Yeah,
next winter. So,
love
but
it.
yeah, it's great. This is the house. It's kind of a cool mid-century modern vibe.
Yeah, I like it.
Um, we are realizing that the house has two bathrooms, has three
Okay.
bedrooms, two bathrooms, about 1,200 square feet, and we're realizing that's about the perfect size for us. Like we are
Yeah,
really enjoying having a second bathroom. It's just nice having the extra space. It's making our house at home feel small,
sure.
but
Yeah,
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 it's
that's
it's
fair.
great. Let me see if I can show you outside real quick. Can you
Ooh.
see there's a pool out there and a nice big yard for Stevie. Stevie went in
Look
the
at that
pool
blue sky.
yesterday.
Did she?
Yes, she
Oh
did.
my
She
gosh,
loved
that's
it.
so funny.
Yeah,
She
she's
just
loving
has
it.
free reign to do that. Like if she's outside, you guys let her swim.
If we're watching her, we kind of, I don't know. I feel like I've heard so many stories about drownings, and we don't want that. So,
Yeah.
um, just we only let her go like if we're watched. Like
Okay.
we don't let her just like free roam the yard at this point. But
Okay. Yeah.
when we let her go in the pool yesterday for the first time, we're like we really want to teach her where the stairs are to get out. So she doesn't like get stuck. So
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
like when she first got in, she was like asking for help to get out on the side without the stairs, and we're like,
Hmm.
nope, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So we didn't help her. We like made her go find the stairs and get out on her own. So we're
Yeah.
hoping that
How did
she'll be.
she? It's
Go
really
ahead.
impressive you guys trained her to ask for help.
She was just like had her paws over the side, kind of like whining,
Oh, she
and
wasn't
she's
using
like,
words. Okay. Okay.
no. She wasn't saying. She was not using words. That's the next thing
Okay.
we're gonna teach her.
I love it.
Um. Well, yeah.
You would.
How was your weekend?
You know what, Austin? My weekend was not nearly as exciting as yours.
Uh,
So I was like writing my notes and I was like, I don't even know why I'm putting things down. Like, who cares?
I care. I care. I mean, I have kind of a lot of notes. I have a lot of notes, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I took more notes than I've ever taken before, probably. But I do have notes for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want to do the
Okay.
same as
Yeah.
normal, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So just like a back and forth as
Yeah,
we
let's do
do.
back and forth as we do.
Okay.
We forgot to mention it's episode 81, which is
That's right.
a prime number, so that's great.
Correct. Chad's favorite number is number nine. And
Okay,
so nine times
nine
nine,
81. There we go.
there we
This is
go.
the chat episode.
This is it.
Okay,
Um,
so Friday, let's do it.
yes. Friday
What'd
was
you do
pretty
Friday?
packed for me actually. So I don't know if I've how much I've shared about with Allie and where we've landed with some of her stuff. But one of the things that was recommended was for her to see an occupational therapist. And so she and I went to Puyallup Friday morning and we had a meeting with an OT at 8 a.m.
What
And
is that?
so,
I've never heard of an occupational therapist.
yeah, great question. So in my head, occupational therapists are more for like sensory and fine motor skills. And I think like that's what I associate. Like somebody who goes to occupational therapy needs help with like a kiddo who is has an aversion to certain types of textures and foods or things.
Hmm.
Or somebody who's maybe gone through an accident and has to like practice how do I like hold a pen again? How do I, it's like just functional practices. Um, so I was a little interested as to how somebody in that field was going to relate to what we were experiencing with Allie and just some of
Yeah.
her, tendencies. But the counselor had thought this could potentially be around like a sensory processing issue. And
Okay.
so that's something that an occupational therapist could help with. So, anyways, it was actually really interesting. Her big thing was like, she's not really focusing on like the emotional irregulations that we see from Allie. She's more focusing on like, she had this analogy like, your body is a bank. And when you wake up in the morning, if you had a good night's sleep and you ate a healthy breakfast and you feel energized, you have like $100 in your bank. And every interaction you have during the day, you're spending money. So at school you had a hard test, you might cost you $20. At an exchange with a friend at lunch might have not gone well, and that cost you $10, whatever. So she's like, her method is like, how do you keep your bank full and avoid like that overdraft um, sensation, which leads to
Hmm.
these like emotional irregulations. And so, what I love is like a lot of it is a focus on like not when these things happen and we are spiraling out of control, but like preventing it in a way and like
Interesting.
creating a schedule, creating a plan that really helps you keep your bank full. And so I wasn't home yesterday afternoon, but she had a virtual appointment, and apparently they gave her some really good tools and some like checklists and like even things like, hey, if you're going to be on your phone, instead of doom scrolling, check out some of these apps that are actually like good for your brain, and just like super positive, using like what she's doing to kind of just, I don't know, make even better choices with.
Cool.
So yeah, super excited for her. And Allie responded really well and seemed to really enjoy her. So that was great.
Nice.
Um, and then so then
So
after
is
that,
this
go ahead.
maybe a weird question, but is she is she choosing to do this, or is she being forced to do this, or is it a kind of a meet in the middle, or
Yeah, I mean, we wanted her to meet with this person as our like previous counselor had suggested it.
yeah,
I was I was kind of curious to see how she responded. But
yeah,
Allie seems to like her and feels like this is helpful. So as long
okay,
as she's feeling like that, then we'll continue doing it. Um,
totally.
but yeah, no, that's such a fair question. I feel like
I
because the
feel
other,
like
yeah, go ahead,
it seems like it's gonna go way better if she's like bought into it. Like
a
if
hundred
it
percent.
if it feel like it's I compare it to like piano lessons. I feel like so
Yeah,
many kids, like if they enjoy playing the piano, they actually stick with it. But if they are being forced to do it, then they just are gonna
totally.
resent it. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. Yeah. And this was kind of one of those things like, I feel like we've been on this little journey for so long. I really wasn't sure what it was going to be like and how she was going to respond. I also didn't know, like, when we first met with her, the gal was kind of like, okay, just so you know, this is more of an evaluation to see if OT is even something that might be helpful. Like, she even said, like,
yeah,
after this conversation, we might say, hey, this actually isn't the best route for you. And we would suggest something else. So, it was kind of encouraging on both ways that they feel they have some tools for her, and then that she also did like positively respond. So yeah. And then from there, I went home. I kind of worked from home that day. Kelly and Shannon came by for a little bit and they watched the recent episodes of Love is Blind.
okay.
So
Is
we're
it getting any
all,
better?
it's not. It's really not.
Okay.
And it just I feel a little guilty because it's like watching people's real lives fall apart on,
Yeah.
television. And it's great entertainment. It's like a train wreck, but it is a hot mess at times. Um, anyways, that evening was the girls' school homecoming dance. So Friday afternoon, I picked Allie up from school, and a bunch of girls went over to a friend's house and they got ready for this homecoming dance. and me and a couple of moms made like bouquets for them to take pictures with. And then they went off to the dance. It was like such classic middle school girl planning. They like met in Old Town. They went to downtown Tacoma to Spaghetti Factory, one of your favorites,
Nice.
for dinner. And then
Friday
they
night.
went back Friday night. Then they
Okay, I
went
went on
back to,
Saturday.
oh, how funny. They went back to Reston for photos after dinner. So it's like Old Town,
Oh yeah.
Tacoma, Reston, and then back to Central Tacoma for the dance. Um,
Okay.
so really no logic there, but it was really sweet. One of the dads is like a professional photographer, and he brought like lights and his camera and did like a whole photo shoot for them down at Reston. Um,
Awesome.
so she had an absolute blast. That evening, Chad and I went over to Carrie and Blue's house, and we had dinner with them and our friends Tyler and Amber. Carrie made this amazing lasagna soup, like one of the best things I've ever tasted. Um, and we just hung out and chatted. And they have this game. It's like something conversation starters, and there's like a go light or go deep. And so
Oh
it's like questions you ask each other, and it'll be like, what's a fun concert that you remember going to? That's like a light question. And then a go
yeah.
deep would be like, when's the last time you felt alone and why? You know, like
Wow.
really heavy. Yeah. Um, so we did some of those. So it's a really fun. We've had dinner with these guys a couple of times with just these three couples, and it's always like a mix of like heavy conversation and lighthearted stuff. And anyways, it's fun.
Nice.
Um,
I think it's nice having certain people that you just like go deep with. I feel,
yes,
and I don't think every relationship has to be like that, but it's nice.
totally.
It's nice when you have those people when you're like, oh, we have really solid conversations every time
Yeah.
we're together.
Yes, that's exactly how this feels. Um, so yeah, that was majority of our Friday night. Allie ended up going to the dance and then back to the friend's house for a sleepover. And when I was asking her, like, oh, so how was the rest of your night? She's like, it was great. We went home and we had some like snacks and we got all of our makeup off. We're doing all this. And then we played this game called Grandma. And then we watched two movies. She's like going on and on. And I was like, what? How late? They stayed up to like 4:30 a.m.
Oh my
on
gosh.
Friday night. Yeah. So, anyways,
Can't do
that
it.
was my Friday. No, I was like, yeah. Anyways, how about you? How was Friday in California?
Okay, so Friday we drove down to Sacramento. So we
Mm,
woke up at 2 a.m.,
okay.
which I don't know if I've ever woken up at 2 a.m. before. That might have been a
Yeah.
first for me.
Yeah.
Um, I had gone to bed at like 7 the night before. Brian had a soccer game, so he got home at like probably 10 and then he packed. So he only got like a few hours of sleep, but then I drove the whole first part of it. So woke up
Okay.
at 2, packed up the car, left the house at like 3, and we didn't arrive in Sacramento until like 4:30 p.m. So it was pretty
Mm-hmm.
much I think it was like yeah, over 13 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Long
That's a
drive.
long drive.
Yeah. We switched off a little bit. I probably drove like 70% of the time. Brian drove
Okay.
about 30%. The nice thing about leaving that early is we hit pretty much like zero traffic
Oh,
the
okay.
entire way.
Yeah.
Because we got past Portland by like 6 a.m. and then there's just like a long stretch
Yeah.
until you hit it was great. Smooth sailing. We checked into our Airbnb in Sacramento. Um, the the only part of the weekend is well, I don't know, in hindsight, we really should have stayed like in town where all the action was happening. We were
Oh,
like
okay.
probably like 30 minutes outside of town.
Uh,
And because we wanted to do an Airbnb with everybody, and we were both with Brian and I and Stevie, and then my parents and Brian's parents.
right.
So we needed like a 3-bedroom Airbnb, ideally with like 2 bathrooms and dog friendly. So there weren't that many options. But it was kind of, I don't know, it was fine. It all worked out, but it's kind of annoying being like so far out of the city
Yeah.
just with how much we were going back and forth. But um, checked in, and then we went to like the Ironman welcome ceremony.
Okay.
So it was fine. It was kind of like videos of different things and people and telling why they've done it and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, we probably stayed for like 30 minutes, and then um, have you been to Sacramento before?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been to like the Old Town area?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, I've been there. I've been to like my brother used to live in Roseville, which is
Okay.
outside of Sacramento. Um, So I like can't remember a thing aside from it's our capital and I had been there.
Okay. It's cool. It's a cool city. We
Yeah.
walked around quite a bit throughout the weekend, and I'm obviously I ran around a lot, and
Yeah.
there's
Got
a
to know it pretty well.
it's a cool city. The whole there's like a whole old town like area with a bunch of restaurants. All the sidewalks are like wooden. They kind of feel like
Oh,
boardwalks.
remember that. Okay.
There's a lot of really cool old like brick buildings and like Irish bars, and there's like um ferry boats that have been converted into restaurants, and there's like
Fun.
a old train that goes through the town that's like kind of a tourist thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of cool little areas.
Yeah.
We went to dinner at a place called Honey and the Trap Cat, which was
Oh.
like it was kind of funny. So we ended up sitting in the back, which was like this outdoor patio area, which felt like
Mhm.
a cool restaurant. But then if you go inside to order it, it feels like you're at like a nightclub.
Hilarious.
So it was we entered through like the indoor area, and it was just Brian and I, and then his parents, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the right vibe for what we're looking for right now, because it was very much like a bar nightclub
Club. Yeah.
area. But then we ended up in the back patio area. I got a burger. I got my last alcoholic beverage before, which was a Paloma, and
Smart.
then
Nice.
um, I got a fried Oreo with ice cream, which was delicious.
Wow.
Just trying to eat whatever I could.
Live it up.
And then went back to the Airbnb and called it a night, and that was Friday.
Nice. Were
Yeah,
your parents not there yet?
they got in late Friday night, so I think they
Oh,
got
okay.
in. I was already asleep when they got to the Airbnb. Probably like I think they got there like at 10:30.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Nice.
sleep schedule was all weird, so I like woke up at 2 a.m. Friday.
Well, that's a
I
thing.
think Saturday I woke up at like 7:30 a.m. and
Okay.
then Sunday I woke up at 4:30 a.m. So it was like kind of not very
Yeah.
consistent. But
Yeah.
yeah, how was your Saturday?
Saturday was pretty boring. I wrote down couch rot day.
Love
So
it.
Chad was at UW on Friday and Saturday for his master's program. Um, and so he was gone Saturday. Piper had done a sleepover with my parents since we were out Friday night, and Allie had done her sleepover at her friend's house. So I woke up and had like a couple hours just to myself, um, and was like just literally on the couch drinking coffee watching. I couldn't even tell you, I like didn't write down any of the shows I watched. I know I watched that documentary, The Perfect Neighbor. I don't know if you've
Okay,
seen that on Netflix.
good or
Pretty
not?
interesting. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was heartbreaking. I cried, but just such an interesting story. So
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Have you ever watched The
um
Diplomat?
no.
That's a good one. That I mean, it's
Okay.
season three is coming out right now. It's kind of like a political
Yeah.
drama.
Okay.
It's very good. It's I will say it's not like a great. You kind of have to pay attention to it
Oh,
because
okay.
a lot is happening.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. I probably half paid attention the first couple seasons, and I wasn't like
Okay.
completely understanding what was happening, and it was fine. But
Yeah.
it's a very good show. Season three just came out, so we started that
Oh, okay.
last
I was
night.
gonna say I feel like I've been getting that's coming up on my thing.
Really good
Um,
acting.
yeah, okay. I so basically that morning I went and picked Piper up from my parents' house, and then I went to Old Town, picked Allie up from her friend's house, and then we came home and everybody was exhausted. It was actually really funny. Piper, slept at my parents' house, and they have a do you remember the Nintendo Wii where you like
Yeah,
stand on the board or you have the like handles or whatever, that video game? They have that. And so they still play games on it with my girls. And
that's fun.
so Pipes was like, I was so tired, and they kept wanting to play more games. Like it was like my parents were the ones like telling her to stay up and play more, and she
That
just
is
wanted to cry. I
funny.
was like, I love that that's the grandparents.
I always did the Wii bowling and Wii tennis.
Yes. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So anyways, we just kind of hung out that afternoon at home. The school's homecoming football game was that night. So Allie had to be there a little bit earlier. We got her there. Chad, myself, and Pipes dropped her off and went to L&L's, the Hawaiian barbecue place. Have you ever
Nice.
eaten at that?
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell you what. That is like one of our guilty pleasures. That is
it's so
it
good.
is So good. So we went there for dinner and then we went back to the football game. It was really fun because it was homecoming. So there's all of our school alumni, which I'm not an alumni, but it's just like more people. The bummer part was the opposing team that we played ended up literally walking off the field 6 minutes before halftime and forfeited the game.
Why?
And I apparently they were feeling like the refs and the officials were not making they were making biased calls towards our team, and that they felt like it was unfair and unsafe for their team to continue playing. Um, so it was, I've never seen, like, I was talking to our athletic director. She's like, in all my years, I've never seen somebody walk off the field, especially like we were 6 minutes from halftime. So, like, get to halftime, have a conversation. I don't know. To me, it was like, I just felt like that's such the wrong message to send to your athletes. I like, you're just quitting without giving anybody a conversation. It was weird.
That is weird. I don't like
So it
that.
was a bit of a bummer. And then, like, but all of our school had all these, the homecoming court, alumni recognition. We had all this stuff planned for halftime. So we stayed for that, and then once that was all done, we left. Which part of me was like, not the worst thing. We get to go home early. It was cold and rainy, and Chad had been at UW all day, so we were all kind of ready to go. But yeah, that was our Saturday. Yeah, that's all I wrote down.
That's so I've never heard of a team just walking off.
I
That's
know,
like a high
and like
school.
high school, I don't know, and they were from like Kingston area. I mean, they were from a ways away. Like we were saying, you could go to the coach and just say, "Hey, we were winning by quite a lot in the first half." Just like even saying, "Hey, let's can you guys put in your C string and like we'll run the clock and get through it." But I don't some sort of mercy. I don't know. There could have been a
Yeah.
way to like make it, but it just seemed pretty dramatic and a little bit of a, I don't know, poor sportsmanship reaction in my mind.
So did their coach make that call then?
He must have. So
Huh.
as the stands, or as the fans in the stands, we were watching, we saw some like commotion on the field, and then all of a sudden the entire football team on the opposing side walks off behind the stadium, and we look at the clock and we're like, wait, it's I thought it was halftime. And then somebody was like, no, there's still 6 minutes to go. I think they're forfeiting. And then there was like a
Wow.
whole huddle on the field for a while between the coaches and the refs. And then they walked off, and the all the people in the stands on their side started to leave. So we were like,
How
okay.
crazy. Hmm.
I know. Yeah, wild. Nobody that everybody there was like, I've never seen this. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Bizarre.
So, anyways,
Cool.
Saturday.
Saturday. So yeah, woke up at like 7:30, had some morning coffee on the couch, walked Stevie, and then we drove downtown. So basically, you have to check in like the day before the Ironman.
Okay.
Well, you can check in any. It was pretty crazy. The whole Ironman Village is what they call it, with
Yeah.
all like the vendors and booths and stuff. It was open from Thursday to Monday, so like 5 days in a
Oh,
row,
okay.
which all the other events I've been to, it's only open for like 2 days. So, so you go the day before, you have to check in. There's like an orientation, athlete briefing that you do, which is kind of like going over all the rules and like course overview and like suggestions and just everything you need to know, basically.
Okay.
Um, did that. I did like a leg compression thing. Have you
I
ever?
saw
So
that.
it was.
Yeah.
I've never done it before. I've seen it at some of these events before, but I've never actually tried it.
So what is
Um,
it?
so I woke up that morning or the day before, and I was having like shin splints,
Uh-oh.
and my knees and my legs and everything was just kind of like feeling very sore, and
Oh
like
no.
I was a little bit panicked. I'm like, it's the
Yeah.
day before, and I'm like,
Right.
crap. Like if I have shin splints this whole time, it's going to be horrible. So I'm like, okay, I'm already in a lot of pain. I think usually I've been nervous to do those things. So I'm like, I don't want it to like mess me up or
Yeah.
something, but I'm like, this could help. So it's basically like if you go to the doctor's office and they do like the blood pressure thing,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's like the sleeve that like
Right.
compresses around. It's basically the same thing, but it's on your entire leg up to your waist almost.
Okay.
And it's doing that for like 15 minutes, and it's kind of like moving through different zones. So like the shins will kind of go, and then it'll do like your thigh, and it kind of like moves around and
Okay.
gets tighter and compresses and decompresses, and it honestly felt really good.
Is it for
Um,
like the sake of blood circulation? Like, is it meant to like
he gave
do
me a whole
that?
spiel. Gave me a whole spiel.
Okay.
I could not regurgitate it, but it was something to do with blood
Yeah.
circulation, like I think lactic acid or
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
something,
That makes
pushing that
sense.
around.
Yeah.
But it felt really good, and I noticed the difference. Like
Oh, good.
afterwards, I felt kind of looser, and my shins were less sore, and yeah, I think it was helpful.
Nice.
Um, they're selling them for like $700 if you wanted to buy one for yourself. So
Okay. Are you
a bit
now a rep? It sounds
pricey.
like you're offering me.
I honestly, if I were to do like more, I don't know, if I do more endurance stuff,
Yeah.
I could see getting those, just because I do find that my like shins and legs and knees and get really sore
Yeah.
after pickleball or after long bike rides or runs.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I
it's
have a
cool.
question.
Yeah,
Do people, this is so, I feel like this is a dumb question. It's probably obvious. Do people have to qualify to do an Ironman? Do you have
no,
to do so? What?
you
No?
don't. You don't have to qualify.
Like anybody could just show up and be like, I'm going to try this.
I mean, you have to pay for it and register and stuff,
Right.
but
But
yeah,
I just feel
yeah,
like that feels, because it's so challenging. That feels
yeah. I mean,
like
there's
medically irresponsible to not
there's
have people
hundreds
qualify.
hundreds of people don't finish. So I mean, it's not
Oh, okay.
like not everybody finishes, but to do the yeah, to do a half Ironman or an Ironman, you just have to register. Anybody can do it. There's
Interesting.
there are like certain Ironmans you do have to qualify for. So like a lot
Okay.
of the championships, or there's certain ones where there's only a certain number of slots available,
Yeah.
and you have to have done an Ironman previously and gotten like a certain time or certain
Okay.
ranking in order to qualify to do it. But
Got it.
this one and the other ones I've done, you don't have to qualify for.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So then did that, and then I dropped off my bike. So one of the crazy things about these races is everybody has to leave their bike overnight the night before.
Right.
So the race is on Sunday, everybody has to drop the bike off on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's 3,000 bikes sitting there overnight,
Mm-hmm.
which on the low end would be like $10 million worth of bikes. On the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
low end, likely closer to like $20 million worth of
Yeah.
bikes just sitting there, which is
Sounds
just
like sounds
crazy
like
to
there's an
me.
opportunity there for somebody
I
who
know. A heist. Did you see the museum in Paris that was just robbed last
only
week?
the headline. I haven't read like the full thing about it, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that feels like that's going to be a movie.
These guys like broke in at 9:30 in the morning and like escaped on scooters. I don't
Oh,
think they've been caught, and they escaped with what is being called an incalculable
amount.
amount of
Wow.
value in terms of the
That's
jewels
so
and stuff that were
wild.
stolen.
On
Yeah.
scooters.
Yes, it's crazy. But yeah, so many bikes. The bikes are crazy. Like
Yeah.
I have an entry level bike, and there's this. I mean, there's $20,000 bikes.
I
It's
mean,
wild.
and are those bikes like, do you feel like that's like, are you at a disadvantage because
Yeah,
these people have ththese like crazy, like it's their
100%.
bikes make it easier?
Yes, hundred
Should you
percent.
get an
Yeah.
electric bike for these in the future? Have you considered that?
No electric bikes. If I were to do another full Ironman, which at this point I don't think I'll do another one, but who knows? It's like
We've heard
having a
this
baby.
before.
It's like having a baby, right? Like after a certain amount of time, you're like, oh, I could do it again. Um,
I'd have to go back and check the previous episodes, but I could have sworn after the half, you were like, I don't need to do it again.
yeah, I did say that.
You did say
I
that.
did say,
Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I don't know if I do another one of these. Okay. So let me get on the record
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I will definitely do more half Ironmans. I
Okay.
like really enjoy that distance. I love the energy. If I have friends, like I already talked to EJ about doing one next year
Oh,
together.
nice. Yeah.
So I definitely will do more halves. I do not currently have a desire to do more full Ironmans,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where I'll be in a couple years. So, but with that said, if I were to do another full, I would 100% get a better bike, because I was at a major disadvantage with the bike that I had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Um,
What is the big difference?
okay. So a couple things. One is the weight of the bike. So I have an aluminum bike.
Hmm.
What is recommended is carbon fiber, which is a lot lighter.
Okay.
It's just a lot more expensive. So like my bike was like $2,500, which is a lot, but
Yeah.
that is like an entry level road bike. Like that
Wow.
is like th- what I probably need on the entry level side is closer to $5,000 for like a carbon
Okay.
fiber bike, and that would be like kind of maybe 4 to 5, and that'd be like a minimum for what would be a helpful like upgrade. But
Got
yeah,
it.
you can spend $20,000 on a bike. Like the wheels on these bikes are crazy. They have like these
Okay.
just like super thin wheels. Every single bike. So I'll hold this for a second. I want to talk about the whole
Okay.
bike ride in a few minutes. But
Okay. Okay.
anyways, so the bikes are crazy. Um, Really just fun energy happening, you know,
Yeah.
for the Ironman. Like the whole check-in process, there's just such good vibes, and um, all the volunteers are
Like
so
how many
kind. And
people, how many, like rough estimate, how many participants for the race?
there were 3,000 people that did it,
Wow.
and there was probably around 1,000 people like checking in and doing orientation and stuff when I was checking in. So
Okay.
ton of people.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if you saw, but there were a ton of this is changing gears for a second. On Saturday, there were like the No Kings protests all around the
Yes.
country.
Right. Yep.
There was one of those happening in Sacramento, and it was so one, it was just like traffic was crazy everywhere because there was
Sure.
the
Yeah.
Ironman happening, there was the protests happening, and the thing that was really funny to me was the Sacramento's basketball team are the Kings. And
Oh, hilarious.
there was an
Yeah.
event happening. I don't think it was a game, but there was some sort of like family friendly, like go to the I don't know, like some event happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there were a ton of people in Kings jerseys, and then there were a ton of people with
No
no
kings.
Kings signs. I
Yeah.
saw at least 10 people that were wearing a Kings jersey with the
That's
no Kings sign.
so funny.
It was
Yeah.
just so funny to me. It was just like it was just, and then there were like, because the Sacramento Kings are a big thing, there's all these like restaurants and all these things that say Kings everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was just a very funny contrast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I love it.
so we walked from the Ironman check-in area to the Spaghetti Factory for lunch,
Okay.
which always a classic.
Love it.
Great carb loading meal the day
Yep.
before. And Brian and I will usually share, but I'm like, no, I'm getting
Not
my own
today.
thing,
Hmm.
and got a lot of bread, and it was delicious.
My favorite is eating there with your parents. I feel like they have a secret menu that they order from, and it's
Yes,
always very impressive. Yeah.
every one of our orders is like a custom order.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
very obnoxious, but it's okay. And then we went back to the house and we watched a movie called Spy Game. Have you ever seen that? It's with Brad Pitt.
I don't know. Is it older?
Older movie, probably in the like 90s.
Like, who's the other actor in it? Is it Robert Redford or somebody like that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That's all I know.
Okay. That's all I know too, honestly.
Okay.
So I was like kind of on my phone watching it, and I swear movies used to be more complicated than they are today.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
could not follow what was happening,
Right.
because I was on my phone. Like if I had just sat there paying attention to the movie, like
Sure.
I probably could have told you what happened, but I was just completely lost.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was great. I think
Are
everybody else liked
you
it.
are you at this point getting like little butterflies? Are we getting like in your head at
Yeah,
all? Or how are you feeling? Yeah.
super nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to just stay like calm and peaceful, and
Right.
it's whatever, but I'm definitely getting nervous. Yeah, I'm just like, wow, it's happening in, I mean, once it gets to like 7 p.m. and I'm like, I have to wake up in whatever 9 hours for this thing.
Right.
I'm starting to get nervous.
Yeah. Fair.
So I got all my stuff ready. I kind of packed up my bags and got everything situated, and then I probably went to bed around like 8:30, and yeah, slept great
And you can
actually.
okay, I was gonna say that to me would be the hardest thing is like sleeping.
Was very intentional to only have like one coffee that day, like that.
Okay.
I had one coffee first thing in the morning, and I didn't let myself have any other caffeine throughout the day because
Yeah.
I like just didn't want to. I wanted to be able to sleep well that night.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. So that was Saturday.
Okay.
How was your
Sunday
Sunday?
for me was uh not exciting. We um I wrote down that I went in the sauna in the morning and then got ready. We went to church at noon. Pipes brought a friend, and afterwards her friend came over, my parents came over, we had lunch. I had just thrown like chicken tortilla soup from Costco in the crock pot before we left for church and let it just kind of simmer, and we had that with grilled cheese sandwiches. And literally after we like hung out for a little bit with my parents. Pipes and her friend just kind of played in the afternoon, and then we were planning to take Allie back to youth group. And then on the way, she was like, well, none of my friends are going. I don't know if I want to stay. So we ended up taking Pipey's friend home. And then our family just went and ran a couple errands. We did our grocery shops for the week and came home and called it a day. So that was it. That's my Sunday.
How old is
And
Allie?
and I spent the whole time tracking you as well.
Nice. How old is Allie?
14.
14. Okay. Are you excited for her to like get her license so that she can do some of the
Do
driving?
you know, I feel like it is going to be the most bittersweet portion of parenting
Yeah.
because it is going to create so much help as a person who is only driving all the time. But
Yeah.
also, I think it's going to add a layer of absolute fear and like stress in my life, knowing my child is behind the wheel on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's like such a crazy juxtaposition, but she's excited. I know, I don't know if I've shared this here, but like, there's some parents that I talk to and we're like, will our kids even get their license? Like
True.
Piper's age, is that going to be a reality? It's so expensive with insurance and gas and car payments and all this stuff. Alice has already started a savings account for whether it's gas or a car, whatever. So she is
That's
like
cool.
adamant it's happening. But yeah, I think next summer we get a permit and we can start practicing.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty wild.
I think by the time Piper's 16, I don't. I could
I
see
know.
that like not being a thing.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I
I was
mean, Waymo's already coming to Seattle. Like
a
these
hundred percent.
self-driving Ubers are like are just right around the corner. It's crazy.
Well, think about for you guys, what you could have done if you had the self-driving car is left at 2 a.m., but slept in your car. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
eventually that to me and Chad talk about like what a game changer when it comes to travel. If we get to the point where we can trust that the car can get us there and we can actually sleep or be distracted or
Yeah.
whatever, that would be
Yeah.
wild. Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways,
Watch some shows.
there we go. Okay.
Um,
Let's dive
cool.
into it.
Sunday. All right. Big day. So I woke up at 4:30 and I really wanted to not feel rushed in the morning. Like I really wanted to be able to like take my time,
Okay.
have my coffee, do the Wordle, like do all my
Totally.
morning stuff, eat a little bit. I wanted to TMI, but kind of do all my movements, get those all over with.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think I mentioned this before. No, I don't need to go to it. We'll keep this a nice clean podcast today. Um, so yeah, did all that. So woke up at 4:30. Probably left the house with Brian and my parents around like 5:45. So I had like a
Okay.
solid hour, little over an hour to just do
Nice.
my thing. I stretched. I did a little warm up, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Um, Brian and my parents came with me, and super sweet. It was such an emotional day. Like
Yeah.
all day, it was just so many emotions. My mom had a bunch of videos that she had people send,
Right.
including one from the Erskines. And so that morning, like as I was getting ready and as we were driving and stuff, she was showing me these videos from all these different people, and it was just so sweet, all these words of encouragement,
Yeah.
and it definitely was a good start to the day because I was
That's awesome.
definitely feeling anxious.
Yeah.
um you commented on Easton's video, I think, but it was so funny. So it was Easton and Finn, and Finn is just like spinning in circles.
Yes.
Easton's like trying to give a pep talk, and at the very end, I wrote it down. He says, "And most of all, don't push yourself." And it was just
Most
like,
of all, if there's nothing else you do today, listen to this.
don't push yourself. So funny. It was like just he was so thought he was saying something.
Oh,
It
it was
was just
amazing. It was like, I
I
know what he needs to hear right now.
yeah, don't push yourself. Opposite of
Words
what
of
happened.
wisdom.
Yeah, I've watched that so many times. So funny.
So great.
Um, so my parents and Brian dropped me off at my bike. There's kind of the whole race is kind of in multiple places. So like
Right.
there's like the transition area, which is where you leave your bike, and that's where you like get out of the river and transition and stuff from swim to bike and then bike to run.
Okay.
But then the actual like start of the swim is up the river a couple miles. So you basically they dropped me off at 6. I got everything like settled at my bike, and then I took the bus. There was like a shuttle that I took to the swim start.
Okay.
So there's just like you get in the shuttle. I made a friend named Jasmine, and we chatted for a while as we were like on the
Nice.
bus and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got her like bib number, which is like your number, and I
Okay.
was tracking her throughout the day. So like just like you had the app, I had the app on my phone as well. And so I had myself, and then I had one friend that was doing it, Andrew, and then I had Jasmine. So all three of us had like our numbers in there. So
Oh,
anytime
cool.
somebody passed through one of the checkpoints, I'd get the notification on my phone, and I'd
Yeah.
see that. So kind of fun, like cheering other people on throughout the day too.
Totally. Yeah.
Um, so let's see. I got to the swim start at 7, and
Okay.
then I didn't get into the water until 8. So I was pretty much there for like a solid hour. There's just so many people. Like I really
Oh,
wanted to get in the water earlier, but
yeah.
there's like this massive line, and you can't really like cut in line.
Okay.
And you're supposed to get in with people that are going to be around the same like pace as you. So you kind of like estimate how long your swim's going to take you, and you get in the
Okay.
water with people around
Have
those same
you,
times.
so is that like something you've already told people? Like you've already told the officials, this is my time, and they put you in like a group? Or is it
No,
like
it's you
designated
kind of
there? Like,
you self sort. So there's just
oh,
signs.
interesting.
So it's like
Okay. Oh,
there's
okay.
people holding a sign that says, under an hour, or an hour to an hour and a half, or an hour and
Okay.
a half or more, or whatever. Um, so yeah, so pretty much an hour. I'm waiting. I'm like trying to time my last pee, because I'm like I don't want to have to pee when I get in the water, because it's like
Yeah.
I could stop. Like I and I think I maybe talked about this before. I cannot pee and swim at the same time. I have to
Mm,
stop swimming. I have to I would
okay.
have to go to a kayak or something and hold on to it and then pee. I just don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
So I was
Fair.
trying to time it well or whatever. And yeah, so just kind of the hour that hour 7 to 8 is the worst, one of the worst hours of the day, because you're just
Has to
like,
be. Has
yeah,
to be.
you're cold.
Yeah.
It's morning still, like the sun is just rising. You're about to get into this freezing cold water.
Right.
You have this like race day nerves and just jitters, and it's fun because there's like music playing and people are all like trying to hype each other up and stuff, but it
Yeah.
is very high anxiety, and you're
Oh,
just
I'm
waiting.
sure.
You're just
Yeah.
waiting to like push yourself all day. Um,
And you're just standing
so
there in a wetsuit.
Yes. And the
Yeah.
thing that I was most nervous about, so I have two wetsuits. I have like a full on wetsuit, which is like covers your whole body.
Hmm.
And then what I prefer is a shorty wetsuit, which is basically like sleeveless, and it's just like goes to your upper thigh.
Okay.
So it doesn't cover your arms, and it doesn't cover most of your legs.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's kind of like a little onesie sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that is what I prefer swimming in. And so that's what I brought with me.
Okay.
Everybody else, 99% of everybody else was wearing a
Full coverage.
full wetsuit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, crap, did I make a mistake? And there was no going back at that point. I saw
Right.
like a handful of other people in like similar wetsuits. I saw a couple people like in just like a Speedo, which is just crazy to me.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I was feeling nervous about that. Like, dang, did I not pick the right wetsuit? But so I got in the water at 8. It's immediately very shocking how cold it is. Like,
Had you, because for the half Ironman, you did like a little test swim.
yeah,
Did you do that for this one?
did not do that for this one.
First
No.
time you felt the water was at 8 a.m. Sunday
Yeah,
morning. Yeah.
yeah. It's cold. It takes your breath away.
Yeah.
Um, and okay, so basically you're in two rivers. You start in the American River, and
Okay.
then you go from that into the Sacramento River. Um, and what they didn't tell me, what I didn't know, is that the first half is upriver. You're swimming against the current. The current is
Oh.
coming down towards you. So there's points when I'm like barely moving. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like seeing what's on the right side of me on the land, and I'm like
That hasn't
barely
moved.
moving past it. Yes. And that is very discouraging.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like swimming as fast, like as hard as I can to try to make my way up this river. Um, and it's very challenging. It is
Yeah.
a very, very hard first half of the swim. And then at about halfway through, so like 1.2 miles in, you transition from the American River into the Sacramento River,
Okay.
and three things happen. One, it's way colder. It like I swear it drops in temperature like 10 degrees.
Ugh.
So you go from like finally warming up from this first 40 minutes
Right.
to being freezing cold again, which in like I do appreciate that you start in the warmer river and then go to the colder river. Like if I had
Yeah.
started in this colder river, it would have been way
You're
worse.
like, you know
But
what? Actually, never mind.
yeah. So it gets colder. The water totally changes colors. Like it goes from being kind of clear to being super like murky, kind of like a milky kind of color.
Okay.
Um, and the current totally changes. So you go from swimming upstream to swimming downstream. So
Okay.
it's like a total change in
It's
pace.
pushing you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's this one buoy you have to swim around, and there's dozens of people that are struggling to swim around it because they're too far down in the river. Like
Uh-huh.
they so let's I don't know. So anyway, so it's you have to go around it, but um the river's pushing you downwards, and some people are like a little bit below the buoy, so they have to like swim against the current to get around the buoy,
Oh
and
man.
it's super challenging. So
Chaos.
anyway, as soon as you get around that buoy and you're going down the river, then it's like smooth sailing. Like
Okay.
I think the first 1.2 miles took me like 45 to 50 minutes,
Yep.
and the second 1.2 miles took me like 25 to 30
Wow.
minutes, like
Okay.
pretty much half the time.
Yeah.
um so I'm making my way down the river. I am just like it feels very long, very cold, and very ready to get out of the water. Finally finished the swim. um let's see what else I wrote here. I got out of the water feeling very out of it. Like I just like felt like dizzy and kind of delirious,
Oh
and you're
no.
going up all these ramps because you're like you get out of the water and it's like basically at like a marina, so you're like
Okay.
going up these ramps to get to the transition area, and I'm like very out of it. Like I
Oh
trip a
man.
couple times over different
Yeah.
things and just like struggling. But then I see my parents and Brian are there waiting for me to get out of the water, so I say hi to them, and then I go into the transition area for the bike part.
Okay.
So overall, swim was cold, long, but like it went decently well. The upriver swim was the worst part,
Yeah.
but felt good about it. Felt good about my time. Because my very first half Ironman took me an hour to do the swim. So the
Right.
fact that I was able to do this double the distance swim in an hour and 15 minutes, like I felt really good about that.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, so got to the bike part, did the transition. The bike ride was by far the worst part of the day for me.
Mm.
It was rough. Yeah. It's like so it's a 28-mile route. So you
Okay.
basically and it's so you go 28 miles down and then 28 miles back and then 28 miles down and then 28 miles back. So you see the same thing four times.
Oh,
So it's very
interesting.
repetitive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same. Like you're kind of in like wine country ish, but it's like not super pretty. Like it's kind of just it feels very repetitive, and it feels like it's
Okay.
never gonna end.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, the scenery was okay, but it was a lot of the same. The part that was the hardest for me was I finished the first lap. So I'm halfway through the bike ride. I'm 56
Hmm.
miles in, and there's people that are already starting the run. So like all of the elite athletes who are, have these crazy bikes
Right.
who are just way faster. They started the swim probably an hour before I did, but they're already starting the run. and I know that I still have 4 hours left on my bike ride.
Mm,
That was very, very discouraging. I'm
yeah.
like
Okay.
so
Fair.
badly just wanted to get off my bike and start the run, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I still have 4 hours left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think, yeah, I think one of the things I did probably poorly is I spent too much time like comparing myself to other people. Like
Mm,
I was very um because I was slow on the bike, I like was very aware of how much faster everybody else was, and I was
okay.
like feeling discouraged by that. And
Oh
I think
man.
at some point, like there were several people like around me that were like, everybody's trying to like encourage each other, and it's like ultimately it's you against you. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't competing, I was just trying to just get myself through it and just honestly competing
Totally.
with myself and pushing
Yeah.
myself. But it's very hard not to compare yourself to other people when these people and these bikes are just cruising by me. Like I'm going 14 to 15 miles an hour. They're going by me at like 25 to 30 miles an hour, and just like
Jeez.
it is crazy. And
Yeah.
they're loud. These bikes are loud too. So every bike that passes you, you're just like, it's loud, and you feel the gush of wind as they go past you. um
It's just a little slap in the face every time.
y- yes. And
Are you listening to something? Do you have like a playlist going? Like what's your
you're not supposed to have any music.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I feel like you've told me that before.
I was playing music kind of quietly on my phone, just
Okay.
but like I didn't want to like get caught, so I wasn't. It
Yeah,
was pretty
got it.
quiet.
Okay.
Um,
That's also hard
yeah,
because you're just like in your own thoughts.
yeah, own thoughts, and it was hot too. Like it got up
Mm.
to 80 degrees.
Your
Um,
poor body, because you start off shocking it in freezing cold water,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then you're challenging it physically, and then the elements are against you.
yeah.
How often do you stop for like water, snacks?
There's rest stops like every 15 miles, so pretty
Okay.
much every for me like every hour. So the bike ride took me 8 hours. I probably stopped 8 times.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'm getting every time I get like I fill up my water bottle, I get like electrolytes with like there's like this mango electrolyte drink, which
Yep.
started tasting really bad after a while, but just kept drinking it.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, the nutrition throughout the day, like I could have done that a lot better. I kind of just relied on what was being offered on the route,
Yeah.
rather than bringing my own stuff. But my next race I'll probably like bring more of my own stuff that I actually like, because there's just
Okay.
like I had one of these like goo things, like this gel thing,
Yep.
and it just tasted horrible. Like it was
Yeah.
disgusting, and I'm like, can't do any more of those. I probably had like 10 bananas throughout the
Yeah.
day. I had a lot of like little gummy things. Um yeah, but you're supposed to force yourself, and I was starting to feel like nauseous, and I don't really have an appetite, but I'm just like I
Right.
have to give my body calories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um uh yeah, so the bike ride sucked. Like it was no way around it. It was rough
Right.
for me, very long, very hot. My knees were killing me. My feet, like usually my feet feel fine, but like after that long, they started like it felt like my toe circulation, my pinky toes were like getting cut off by my
Okay.
shoes.
Yeah.
So my feet were killing me, and the whole time you're like, I still have to run a marathon
I
after
was
this.
just
Like,
gonna say that. I was like,
yeah,
that's got to be so challenging because you're like, I'm not even done. I have so much
yeah,
more after this. Like, oh, the
yeah.
mental
So
strength is
totally, yeah. So
just
bike
as
ride is
important.
really really rough. Um, and I was expecting the run to be really really rough, but the run actually felt great.
Oh,
I
great.
don't know why. I'm not sure what was different about this, but like when I did my previous two half Ironmans, both of the runs were like pretty challenging, and
Hmm.
this run is challenging for sure. Like no way around it, but like
Yeah.
it felt good. Like I was running pretty much the whole time. Oh, I forgot to mention. So on the bike ride, the last lap. So as I'm like, because the whole time you can't really tell who's on their first lap versus who's on their second lap. Like you can kind of
Right.
tell looking at somebody how fast they're going and what their bike looks like, and the fast people have like these special helmets that they wear.
Oh,
So you can
gosh.
kind of
I actually
tell.
like don't like these people. Like in my brain, I'm like already judging all of them.
It's a little obnoxious. There was Yeah, I rode by the person who was like in first place a couple times, and he's just going so fast. And
Yeah.
there was one of these like spectators who was cheering and stuff. And as this guy rode by me, like yelled out, I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like he's going so freaking fast.
Yeah.
And they're like, just ignore that guy. Like he sucks.
Yeah.
And I
He
was like, okay.
sucks.
Um, uh, yeah. So as I was doing my last lap on the bike ride, I counted how many people were behind me just to see like where I was at in the pack. And there were only 100 people behind me. So um,
Wow.
there
You
was
know that for
like,
sure?
yeah, I counted. I could
Oh,
for sure.
wow.
Yeah. So there were 3,000 ish people that did the
Yeah.
race, and there were 100 people that were behind me. And to be fair, like I was one of the last people to get in the water. So I wasn't like,
Right.
it's fine. I was just curious what it was like.
Yeah.
But when I finished the run, there were 500 people that finished after me.
Okay.
So that means I passed like 400 people on the run, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Um, so the
Just
run felt
think,
good.
you ran
Go ahead.
past somebody, and in their mind, they were like, "Oh my gosh." Like you were that obnoxious biker to one of those runners.
Yes. Um, and honestly, like I would say on the run, probably 80% of people were walking. Like
Okay.
what most of it, and I was able to run like the whole thing. Not fast, but I was like jogging pretty much the whole
Well,
time.
I don't know if that was where a lot of the videos came from, but I felt like every time Brian posted a picture of you running, you looked good. Like I feel like I remember when we watched you for the half Ironman, the first one you did,
Yeah.
and at the end, like you visibly did not look well. And
Yeah.
like I felt like for this one, you seemed like you were like just fine. Like it wasn't
I really felt good on the run. I don't
yeah,
I don't know what was so different about it. I mean, it was dark out, so it was a lot like it
cooler.
had cooled off.
Yeah.
And um I think because it was dark, there wasn't that much to look at. So I'm just kind of just moving. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I'm also just like so grateful to be done at the bike ride, I think. And
Right. This
I'm
is it.
just like,
This is all I have to
yeah,
do.
this is
Yeah.
it. I've been working towards this for so long, and all I have to do is finish this run. So,
Right.
um, yeah. So I wasn't sure if I was going to share this or not, but I'll just share it because
Yeah.
this
I
is a
love this.
transparent podcast. But um, I there was at one point where I was on the run. I was probably like 5 to 7 miles in,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I really had to pee. Like
Yeah.
it creeped up on me out of nowhere. Like I
Yeah.
had to pee. And I wasn't near a porta potty. Like the next porta potty was like a mile away. So I
Okay.
waited. I held it for 10 minutes for the next porta potty.
Yeah.
And I got to the porta potty. My bladder feels full. I have to pee so badly.
Yeah.
I go to pee. I can't pee.
Uh-oh.
Like it's
The
not
worst
coming out.
feeling. Yeah.
I've never experienced that before in my life.
Yeah.
And um, the part that, so I just listened to Arm Trek Expert, and Dax mentioned that this just happened to him, like within the last couple weeks,
During a
where
race?
not during a race, just in
Oh,
general.
okay. Yeah.
And he wasn't sure what the cause was, but like he really had to pee. And when he went to pee, like just a little bit dribbled out, and
Yeah.
like he couldn't pee. And what he had to do was he had to get like a catheter. So he had to get like a tube
Okay.
inserted
Yes. Yeah.
inside and had to get a catheter. And he said it was the most painful thing he's ever experienced.
Oh no.
And so
You had already heard this?
yes, I had heard this like 2 weeks ago on his
Oh no.
podcast. And so
Panic.
this is in the back of my head. I'm like, one, I hope I'm able to finish this race. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
bad this is going to get.
Yeah.
And two, it's like, am I going to have to get like a freaking catheter? And
Oh
so
my
I'm
gosh.
freaking out. And so I go a few more miles. I still feel like I have to pee so bad.
Yeah.
I go to another porta potty. I can't pee. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I finally pass Brian, and I like pull him aside. I'm like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And I tell him what's going on. And I'm like, can you like Google this for me? Like, I need to know, like, is this
Yeah.
normal? Is this something I need to be concerned about? Like, should I go to a medical tent? Like,
Right.
is it going to be damaging if I keep running right now?
Right.
Like,
Right. But
freaking out.
your kidneys,
And
yeah.
he looks it up, and he like chat GPTs it, and he said apparently this was like a normal thing. Like Like this
Okay.
is something a lot of people experience on these long races. Like it could be due to like extreme dehydration.
Yeah.
It could be just the fact that like I was on a bike for 8 hours. Like
Right.
there's a lot of things that could be the reason for it. So I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better. And he's like, you just got to not think about it and just like keep going.
Yeah.
And so I keep going, and probably an hour later, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to explode if I don't pee.
Yeah.
And I finally am able to pee. And it's like,
Oh, what a
it
relief.
hurts. It hurts
Oh
really
no.
bad, but I'm like able to do it. And
Yeah.
then the next couple times it still hurts, but it's feeling a little bit better. And then,
Yeah.
by the end, it's kind of like back to normal ish.
Oh,
Um,
phew.
yeah. So that was very relieving, but
That's got
that
to
was,
be like the worst feeling.
yeah,
So
horrible.
uncomfortable.
Yes,
Like,
but it was a distraction though, because that was kind of the only thing I was thinking about for a while. So I wasn't really thinking about the
all of a
run.
sudden, I'm done.
Yes. Um. So yeah, run was good. It was dark, so I was using like my watch flashlight to like on the ground in front of me, just so
Oh,
I didn't trip over
that
anything.
dark?
It was dark. Yeah, there were
Is it
like
you're paved, right? You're not like dirt or anything.
a lot of it's dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of it's dirt.
Whoa.
Um. And there are lights throughout, but there's probably many sections that are completely dark. So
Yeah.
other people have flashlights, so I'm kind of relying on those as well. But
Okay.
so yeah, I use my watch a bit. Um, the run was similar to the bike ride, and then it was a lot of out and backs. So you like do the same thing multiple times, which I don't love. I'd rather
Yeah.
just have like one 26-mile loop,
Right.
but it was more like, there was one section that I did like 4 times. It was just a lot of repetition. And
And
it's a
you're
lot of,
like passing people back and forth each time.
yeah. And
Like
there's,
that feels like that would be mentally challenging.
yes, there's
Like,
one part too where it's like you're either at mile 15 or you're at mile 25. So the first loop, you see people going to finish and they have a mile left to finish
yeah.
this thing,
Yeah.
but you still have 11 miles left. And so
Mhm.
that first loop is just like, oh my gosh, I really have to
Oh,
do
I
this
don't
again
like
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
So I didn't love that portion of it, but let's see. I felt good. I was doing like a 12-minute pace, which isn't super fast, but honestly, I was just happy to be able to jog it and not have to walk it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the run took me like a little over 5 hours.
Okay.
And I, uh, yeah, I mean, crossed the finish line at like 10:30 p.m. I'd started at 8 a.m. The
Wow.
whole thing took me like 14 hours, 44 minutes, which,
Okay.
which honestly was about what I thought it was going to take me. So
Yeah.
both of the half Ironmans took me just under 7 hours. So I'm like, the full will probably take me a bit over 14 hours,
Yeah.
which was just about right. Um, yeah, crossing the finish line was crazy. So emotional, so
Yeah.
rewarding, just like such a crazy feeling. And then it's just kind of over, and it's just, you're so just out of it, and just like you've been moving your body all day, and you're just like,
Right.
it's just over. It's such a crazy
I
feeling.
can't imagine.
Yeah, it was amazing seeing, like, I probably saw my family and Stevie like probably a dozen times throughout
Yeah.
the day. And it's just so like every time they, were cheering, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
Um, and just there's so many spectators, and they're all so supportive, and
Right.
you have your name on your jersey or on your bib, so they're like calling out your name as you run by. So that
Oh,
was
I love it.
amazing. I got, so many supportive texts throughout the day, which were so good. I didn't respond to any of them in the moment, but I was like,
Fair.
I was seeing them on my phone and my watch, and that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Did your
Um,
watch last you the whole time?
it did. I was worried about that, so I put it on
Yeah.
low power mode,
Okay.
which that did the trick. So I think it was at like 20% when I finished. So
Wow.
yeah, it
Okay.
made it. Um, I burned over 11,000 calories,
No. My gosh.
which is crazy. I have no idea how many calories I consumed, but definitely not that many. I was
No.
kind of eating all day, but just like little bites of things.
Yeah.
Um, on the run, they had like chips and pretzels, and what they had like a couple spots had like little tiny bites of pizza that were pretty good.
Oh.
And then they had Coca-Cola, so like I was drinking a lot of Coca-Cola on the run, which
Yeah.
is nice. um yeah, crazy day.
Wow. Okay,
Crazy
and
day.
then like you go home, you obviously just crash, like you're exhausted.
I felt pretty good. I
Oh,
don't.
you're
I
like, I could
felt
go further
I felt way better after the run than I did, or I felt way better during and after the run than I felt during the bike
during the
ride.
bike.
Like the
Okay.
bike ride was just horrible.
Yeah.
The run felt good. The afterwards, like I, got home, I unpacked all my stuff. I ate, my leftover spaghetti factory.
Yeah.
I took a shower, which was the most painful shower of my life. Because
Just
I'm
because you were
just
so sore?
chafed everywhere,
Oh.
like
Mm-mm.
places I've never been chafed before.
Oh no.
Yeah, really, I still am really painful
Yeah.
shower, but yeah, I have a lot of blisters in my like leg area. Like it's just
Yeah.
very painful. Um, and yeah, so today's Wednesday. That was Sunday. I've never been this sore like this many days after an event like
Mm.
that. Like it still like hurts it's still painful to walk, and like
Yeah.
stairs are painful, and I'm
Yeah.
still very, very, very sore.
Oh
Um,
man.
I wrote down, I I think what convinced me to do this full Ironman was the Seattle to Portland bike ride that I did last year.
Right?
I was like, because that took me like 17 hours. And so I'm like, if I can move my body for 17 hours, I can move my body for 15 hours for this.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
that is what convinced me to do this. And I was trying to rank like the hardest thing I've ever done. And I think it's the three-way tie. I think the Ironman, the Seattle to Portland bike ride, and climbing Mount Rainier were all equally hard for different reasons.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not going to
It's
give one of them first place because they were all very
well,
hard in different ways.
also pretty amazing you have that list in your life. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like
it's true.
not many
I'm
people can say, "Let me think of the 3 hardest things I've done," and have those be on there.
I can't
That's
imagine.
wild.
And people are already asking like, "What's next? What are you gonna do next?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm
Mm,
not letting myself get there yet. But
yeah.
ultimately, I try to do one thing every year like this that is challenging on my body, and I'll
Yeah.
figure something out for next year. But yeah, this was crazy.
It is
It
pretty
was
wild how our minds will forget the hard part of these
yeah,
situations when there is a positive payoff. Like childbirth is a great example.
yeah,
Like, I know that both times I was like, I'll never do this again. But then you have this beautiful after, thing, and you're just like, what was it again that was so hard? Like, I
yeah,
imagine the positives eventually are going to become all the things you remember, and then you'll be like, okay, what could I do next?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a very relieving feeling to be done with it.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I'm itching to work out, which is weird. Like, I'm like, I can only walk. That's the only thing I can do right now still.
Yeah.
And I'm like feeling so like kind of stir crazy because I'm like ready
Yeah.
to, I want to go on a run or something, but I
Yeah.
can't. And I'm excited to get back into the gym because I haven't worked out at a gym in like 9 months probably.
What's your guys' gym situation where you're at?
We found a gym close to our house, which is like it has like a great section for Brian with all the free weights, and then it has a bunch of classes that I can do and
Oh,
stuff.
cool. Okay,
And it has,
fun.
I guess, sauna, cold plunge. There's two pickleball courts,
Perfect.
so
Oh,
it's awesome.
it's got your name all over it.
It does, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that was that.
Well done, sir. Well
Hey,
done.
thank you very much. I'm repping my thing today.
I love
A
it.
little obnoxious.
Finisher.
It has like it's a little much, but
It's
it's
quite a few sponsors on there.
a lot of logos.
What do you feel like, or how do you have any concept of how many people did not finish?
I think it's like a few hundred because I think like
That is,
three thousand people entered, and I think like I don't know, like 2,500 people finished probably.
yeah.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, yep, yeah, crazy, crazy day. I'm still like physically, mentally recovering from it, but very glad I did it, and don't feel the need to do it again. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
but probably will. Well, just in this next week, take the wisdom of Easton and just don't push yourself, you know?
Yes,
Take it
I think
easy.
maybe that advice was for after the fact.
And most of
But
all.
Most of all, don't push yourself.
Don't do that.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for
All
debriefing with me.
right. Well, thanks for sharing your story and the sunshine. We'll chat to you soon.
Have a great day.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.